Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So we do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play it as karmic themes to help you understand why your person's doing what they're doing, why you're attracting this person into your life. There's always spiritual significance. And we want to know that so that we can stop the karmic looping. Karmic looping is just where we keep reliving the same karmic theme, one that keeps you in a place of disempowerment, one that keeps you in a place of fear. There's only two energies, love and fear. Your God-given energy is the energy of unconditional love. That's the energy of the universe. When we are open to receiving, we are in the energy of love. When we are like feeling uneasy and out of balance, well, we're in the energy of fear. Even if we're not fearful, Spirit says there's only two energies, love and fear. There can't be anything else. So if you even feel a little imbalanced, you know you're more in alignment. So that's why sometimes sick people attract people that are shady, or, people that don't feel that they're worthy attract people that try to get over. There's someone that just doesn't feel good about themselves is not someone that wants to get over on somebody else. It's that, if anything, they don't feel like they're deserving. So understand two energies, love and fear. So when we're integrating the effects of trauma, what we're doing is we're integrating the karmic lesson, which again has the imprint of fear. And the imprint is a lot of times mainly caused from the inner child wounds. When we go through the experience that, is an emotion, and that emotion is imprinted on the subconscious mind, we become a magnet to that energy. And the thing is, we're not even conscious. What happens is that the person comes into our life and they have certain behaviorisms and habits that it takes us a while to realize their actions and habits, but then they awaken certain traumas within inside of us, a lot of times created from parents or, again, somebody in our childhood that we, again, now are fragmented. So integrating just means integrating the spiritual lesson to become whole again. You can't get rid of negative energy. You have to integrate it. All right, so anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box, including the word of the video. You have to like the video. You have to subscribe to the channel and write the word of the video in order to be chosen. Now, anything of any importance or relevance to this channel, including the directions of what you need to do once you win, and you'll know again because it'll say winner underneath your comment. It will be in the description box. My email address, my website, my shadow healing coaching program link is also in that description box for group coaching that is launching at the end of the month. I'm really excited. Um, shadow healing coaching is $35 a month. It comes also with my Transforming Trauma podcast, as well as a lot of other people like stuff. This is another streaming app with like Netflix, like YouTube. Well, in Mind Valley, the only difference is the classes are not $100, they're $35. So that's a big deal. And you don't get charged for it until like we actually launch. So we're really excited about it. For $35, you can't beat it. You get inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and all the healing modalities to help you heal the effects of trauma. We do it with oracle cards. We use my system and a bunch of other decks. Really fun chances to win prizes and giveaways. All right, let's see what the word of the video is. The word of the video is disgust. Well, I believe that you finally got there. I feel like you never thought you were going to get there. And I feel like you've come to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm over you. It's like, I really see you for who you are. And you don't like this person anymore. You went from a place where you loved this person. I feel like you really like loved this person at one time. And they just got cocky with it. And instead of giving you what they should have given you, because this was a spiritual connection, they gave absolutely nothing. So this person knows that you're disgusted with them and you are disgusted with them. I feel like when you think of them, you get angry, you get negative because you're like, they weren't there for you. They abandoned you. They wanted like an attachment connection, something that was one-sided. And they thought that they were going to get it. And they did everything in their power to try to make you become subservient to them. They wanted to create an attachment where you were giving and giving and giving, and they were going to just give a little bit of a breadcrumb every now and again. That's what they thought that you were worth. Because, hey, anyone that really likes them, there's something wrong with them, is because this person doesn't like themselves. They didn't recognize the connection. And I feel like they ran out of time. They just pushed it to the extreme because they really thought that you were going to cave in. And you're like, they didn't give anything. And not only did they act like they didn't care, they acted self-righteous about it. So it brought you to a place of disrespect. It's like this person likes to play games to the point that it's disrespectful, meaning I'm not going to give to you. I'm going to do something to piss you off. And then the thing is that this person gets people to that phase. Thing is, usually people yell, they scream, they create fireworks, and you got disgusted. And because again, you got impatient with the fact that this person did so much shit to try to like get underneath your skin, to manipulate you, to get what they wanted. And I believe it's because you really had feelings for them and this was a spiritual connection. So they always could feel that you were around. ESP through the heart and mind. You can tell when a person's connected to you. You can feel them. You can feel their energy. And the thing is, this person feels like you're disgusted and you're like taking your energy away from them because they like to play games. Yeah, they wanted to act like as if they were like when they met you. They might have had a lot of money. They belonged to a certain crowd and they didn't believe that you were going to fit into that crowd. That's the irony. The irony is that the fact that this person saw themselves in a place where, again, elite, that's a special group, right? People that have a lot of money, people that have status, people that have done great things in their life, because they have the education and they have the know-how. Well, this person acted like that, but the truth of the matter is that now what they see is that you're like that. It's like, I believe that the universe hid who you were from this person. So they might have met you when you were in school. They might have met you when they were when you were in training. They might have met you before you got a job. They might have met you before a big opportunity came. So they perceived you as less than. They perceived you as not really good enough for them. And that's the irony. Deluded. Again, now they're looking at themselves and what they see is believe it or not, it brings them back to a Christ consciousness. So what does that mean? Well, Christ consciousness, everything's derived from unconditional love. It's not a religious thing, it's actually just a term, Christ consciousness. However, we can say that Jesus Christ held those traits, right? The traits of courageous, uh, perseverance, self-sacrifice, love, it represents that type of consciousness, the higher levels of consciousness. So this person is seeing that even though maybe you didn't have a lot of money and you didn't have a lot of things, that you come from such a high vibration by the way that you move. See, this person's normally is able to play so many games, they get people to like sleep with them. That I'm gonna say it to you straight. It's like they play a lot of games. They play a lot of games. They're very suave. They might even act like that like person that needs help sometimes, and the wounded person. They'll play whatever it is because they too are psychic. They use that psychic intuitive ability to sense out, what do I feel like this person would need? Oh, they want someone that's courageous. I'm going to become courageous. That I want somebody that they need to fix. I'm going to come into weak. They played a lot of games. Again, at first to get underneath your skin to try to trigger you, but then I feel like they tried to like mesh to your energy. And the thing is, no matter what they did, you held to this level of consciousness, which is, I'm not going to sway from me, really. And why I say that is because when we truly love ourselves, we're in the level of a Christ consciousness. Because if we love ourselves, we're going to treat other people in the way that we like to be treated. And we're already seeing that this person was not on your vibration at all. What I know is that they saw that you weren't on their vibration when they first met you, and they judged you because, again, you weren't driving around in the fancy car. You weren't, wearing name brand clothes. You weren't, so they judged you, and they perceived that they were actually like this elite, part of the elite crowd. And what we're seeing is that the elite crowd really is an elite. There are people that hide behind material. So again, this energy is what made this person actually do some self-observation because, you persevered against them. They thought, again, the sensitivity, was going to make this person, get what they want. Again, empathy, sensitivity, ESP through the heart and mind. It's again that they were going to be able to like kind of, yeah, and a combination of psychically manipulate you as well as emotionally manipulate you. But the truth of the matter is, you're again holding at such this high vibration of exquisiteness, and you're different. So you couldn't be manipulated. You didn't show this person, and spirit always hides. Like when a person is shady and they don't have good intention. So spirit actually probably showed this person to showed you them through like a lens of maybe again it was a bad day. You didn't have a lot of money, or like you were worried about something, or you didn't seem as strong, didn't seem as confident. And spirit said purposely did that because this person is not a genuine person. What you'll know is once opportunities come and things happen for you, oh, well, now, hey, they want to be back in your life now. But again, the whole time they were gaslighting you, like wanting you to feel out of touch with the reality, wanting you to not be confident in yourself. And so they did this by having a lot of time and money and attention for everything except for you, including hobbies, and not really like hobbies that they were in for very long periods of time. It's like, oh, I want to check out race cars this week, but they're not into that. It's like everything became more important than you. And that is how a person like again gaslights. They're gaslighting because they're saying, well, I'm not going to give you anything. And I'm going to like pour into myself and I'm going to give to me. So again, I feel like You have unresolved trauma and it played out in this connection. And that's the thing. This person has unresolved trauma and they take it out on you. And that's how you stay in a karmic cycle, like when you're in a connection. And I feel like you have a lot of like healer energy, again, because you're holding this energy of being able to forgive, but you had enough of their abuse and you didn't want them around anymore, because who wants a person that's going to be around and come and go when they feel like it, but when they're coming they're not staying for very long and they're not really bringing anything. Games where you're watching that they have a lot of time for other people. So again, it's a gaslight. And what you know is when you're around someone that gaslights you and they're in and out of your life, triggering you, that it creates intermittent manipulation, which creates brain damage. So you begin to feel unsafe because, again, they're creating a reality for you. And then over time, if you stay with a person that creates a reality where you're getting so little, well, you would accept it. And then this person gets to do whatever they want, but they would be expecting you to pour into them the whole time. Because again, I perceive that I'm better than you. So it's like you should be doing that for me. And see, that's the thing. When people a lot of times think that they're elite, they think that they're better. And so I'm not saying that this person was even part of an elite. They wanted to act as if they were, though. And so by doing that, it's like, well, then I need to treat you as less than because what I perceive about what you have. So it's again, that's not what makes a person's identity, but this person made it into their identity. And then on top of it, they have unhealthy choices, like they drink too much, they might do drugs, there are substances. So they withdraw, they check out. They're not even happy with themselves, is what this is saying. So, as long as this person doesn't love themselves, they're going to be abusive to you. And that's the whole thing. You finally got to a place of abuse and you're like, all I know is that the karmic loop of me being traumatized by people that are supposed to care about me and love me, I'm tired of it. It's like it's the same. And then on top of it, not be there. So emotionally, they don't show up. They can't show up for one reason or the other. It's like that's the thing. So we ask, what is this person doing now? Well, they're sad. And I believe that people that do take substances to like suppress their emotions, they are, sad. That's what they're trying to avoid. They're trying to avoid doing the actual work. But over time, it doesn't work because they're looking around and they're seeing that their life is not looking too good. And also the relationship problems, again, criticism. So this person may be even criticizing themselves, or they're also surrounded by people that are telling them what you're telling them. It's like this person knows who they are. But this picture always makes me feel like this guy isn't really paying attention. Like they're a little bit like annoyed. They're annoyed at what that person's saying or doing. And so it's again in that it's like person needs to come to a place of acceptance. And this person doesn't. What they do is they manipulate. They manipulate and they might have gotten this behavior from their parents. They need healing, obviously, because if that card came up, then we're saying it's like this person's still caught up in whatever went on in their life where they were taught not to trust in their relationships. So again, that's part of it. This person will make you feel as if They don't trust you, but all they do is show you that you can't trust them, and they don't want to hear the criticism. I feel like they might have grown up in an environment where one person was dominant over the other parent. So they're not happy that this person stays in a place of fear because they keep controlling the same exact thing. And the main thing is that they pay too much attention to the physical, not enough attention to the emotional, which is what creates major intimacy problems, which are inherited, where, being in a connection with this person, you would just always be pushed into a place of disempowerment. So when we say, what is the person doing? Well, they're not really doing anything. What they're doing is like they reflect back to certain things that went on, but there's never any solution. They're stuck in a place of, again, disempowerment. And the irony is they were trying to put you in a place of disempowerment. The disempowerment because they're fearful. Do they put energy into other things? Yeah, they try to manipulate to get their way into having a physical connection, and then doesn't want to hear any criticism about what they do because, again, they just don't want to. Maybe they feel like they can't fix it. So again, you know, this person just, I like, they wish they could take back their words, and they just feel on a level that they feel like they can't give you what you need, and that they abandon people to make themselves feel more important. And this person has a lot of fragmentation. There's a lot of secrets and deception. But does this person miss you? Yes. I feel like they do miss you. But again, this person's not healed. And so even though I feel like they feel terrible for hurting you, because they do reminisce, it's not like they don't reflect. They just know on some level that you're like over it. Like you're like that this is the end. That this is the end. And it's the end because this person continues to do the same thing over and over and over again, which is what brings us back to the very first card, which was, again, disgust. You were just disgusted with this person because they do what they want to do. It's like they do the whole disrespectful thing, and they actually create it. So they almost like push it, but they know that they can't, that they're not on your vibration. They feel on some level, I'm sure, like, why were you with me? You know, because they know that they're not on the same vibration as you. I'm just gonna pull like one more, which is yeah, like you are like, you're somebody that's strong-willed. You're someone that normally is like, I feel like happy, confident, and a creator, where I feel like this person like saw all these things within inside of you, and they were like, wow, you didn't see them in you. And and the thing is, this person doesn't love themselves. So you, like, having such strong connection to them, they love that. But it doesn't mean they knew how to handle it. You know what I mean? So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? You're a mirror of whom what comes into your life. And it's space, number one, protect, number two, inner authority, belittled, source, imagination, and one more. Well, two more, because two more came out. Safety and security and truth. Safety and security and truth. Okay. So I feel that And believe it or not, this person, because they gave you nothing, they had time for everything else, hobbies that weren't really even hobbies and just everything. It left a lot of time and space for you to do, stuff. And I feel like growing up, you did not feel safe. And why I say that, because of protection. We don't get that. So that could have just been like emotional abuse because I see belittled here. And when we're a highly sensitive person, which you're a truth speaker, it's not like you're not. And you're someone that tends to listen to your inner authority. That's the thing. You're confident with yourself. This person isn't confident with themselves. If they care that much about fitting in with elite people, then they're not true. Because let me tell you something, even elite people, real, true elite people, they have friends of all different statuses. They have friends from all different walks of life. Why? Because they too like to go shopping and they form relationships. Them too have to hire people and they form connections. Well, that person, and they're friendly with them. They might not hang out with them, but they're friendly. This person went so far out of their way to give you nothing purposely because they really thought that you were going to do all the work because they knew how much you cared for them, and you did. And you also knew that this was a connection, and the fact that they were treating you that bad, I feel like it pushed you back into this energy again, where you were like belittled, made to feel not good enough. So again, we see this space, but we also see a good connection to source. So when we're kids, we don't run away. We can't run away from our parents, even if we don't feel safe, even if we're being emotionally abused, psychologically abused. If we're belittled, we're being psychologically abused too. We're not going to feel safe. We're not going to feel protected. So what happens is a child checks out. They disassociate, they detach. So it's almost like they watch somebody else go through the experience, only they themselves has gone through the experience and they become fragmented. But they get a good connection to source, and in that they're able to tap into the astral level of the mind, which is the imagination. So that leaves you to a place to be able to create, right? Again, the space. There's space here. Once this person is not in your life, well, what's there? Whatever you're creating. Otherwise, if you're not creating anything, there's going to be nothing in your life. So, Spirit says, when we look and we see, like, here it is, how to integrate the spiritual lesson. And what are we supposed to do with it? The Spirit says, first things first, harmony within. This relationship was to help you balance the mind, body, and spirit to integrate all facets of yourself. Because when you have fragmentation, that's what happens. So you have to learn the spiritual lesson. And what this is, this person tried to make you feel less than what you truly are, to a point that they gave you so little and they saw how much you had feelings for them and they just shit all over it. So it's like to not give this person really anything because they don't deserve anything, you know, that to have unshakable faith again and know that the spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, will bring you somebody knows what you want, that you have to trust fully in yourself and your path in the universe, and have resilience and perseverance, which this person didn't realize that how much resilience you had. They thought that you were going to cave, they thought that you were going to bow in, and that's why they kept pushing it. They were so certain of it. They were so self-righteous and cocky. And that's why, again, you should never go back with this person. as again, you got deep wisdom, you learned that, hey, this is how people are. You never know who you're going to meet. You meet someone, and just because there's a spiritual connection doesn't mean that this person's on your vibration. This person was not on your vibration. That's what you learned. That the way that they operate is someone that is very manipulative. They play games to try to like wear away at the person's spirit to get what they want and then dispose of the person. And that says a lot about how fragmented they are. However, the entertaining this person and then feeling depleted because, hey, that's what they wanted. They wanted to break down your spirit. That tells you exactly who they are. It's like, I'm going to play this game to get what I want, which wouldn't make you feel safe. It's that they would utilize you for your resources. They would use you for everything that you have. They wouldn't, because they don't know how to love. They don't love themselves. So Spirit says, live authentically and boldly, unafraid to be yourself. Live out loud, because that's what'll actually piss this person off. But because what you're saying is, I don't really care whether or not you like it or not. Is I don't, and also when you're living authentically and boldly, unafraid to be yourself, you're going to attract the people and the situations and the experiences that are going to be best suited for you. And that makes a way where there is no way for you, away from this person that, you know, thinks who they are. Like to the point that I feel like that they think that they can come back and give a little bit of a breadcrumb and maybe you're going to come back because, hey, that's who you were. And just because they come back and say a lot of different words doesn't mean anything. Spirit says, be true to yourself and, align your actions with your heart's true desires, follow your passion. And even though there's a person on this, that's not what that means. It means follow your passion when it comes to like creating your life. And so that you can move into brighter horizons, envision a future filled with potential and opportunities. Like it's about knowing your genius. And the way that that happens is when you align your actions with your heart's true passions of life. This person is a counterfeit of passion because it would be very limited and because they're broken. They're not living their passion. You'd have to, again, like this person, like I don't even believe would be able to, if they're on such a low vibration, that they would even be able to deal with you being in a high vibration and them not. Remember, there's somebody that plays a lot of games to get what they want, so they create drama, and it's very difficult to create a good life for yourself if you're connected to someone that creates a lot of drama just because to try to get what they want. Well, we'll take one more message from the universe to see what the universe has to say, and that is attention. Be attentive to all that manifests within you. When negativity rises within you, transform it into light and love and hope. Your love for others is unconditional. Forgive. Your desire to improve is constant. Be firm, brave, and hardworking. So, Spirit's pretty much saying is that this connection was here, came into your life to bring up a lot of things within inside of you that needed to heal. Because negativity that rises within us happens because we get triggered. And this person tried to do that the whole time. And that, that you also like can love this person unconditionally because you're supposed to love everyone unconditionally. However, um, it's more about forgiveness. If you didn't learn how to forgive, you have a lesson. This person like is not just coming in to trigger a lot of what needed to be healed with inside of you, but to learn the level of forgiveness, because this person does not deserve anything, really. Like, if like it would be very easy to like look at this person and be like, you're an asshole. I like, you don't deserve anything. You definitely don't deserve my forgiveness. But the truth of the matter is, if you don't forgive, the damage that it does to you is what the problem is. Where you can love the person unconditionally, but it's again, love yourself more. And, and say, look at the person and say, well, you're not on my vibration. You're not good enough for me. Really, this person knows that they're not good enough for you because of their actions. And now, like I said, because they see who you are now, again, I feel like spirit hid who you were. Again, that or they're also seeing, hey, when you're true to yourself and living real, it's better than hiding behind material things, that you're a really authentic person. Where again, it was about forgiving and really the desire to improve yourself. It was really what Spirit's saying, and from a spiritual perspective, obviously. So if you've had a hard time forgiving, Spirit's saying, until you learn really how to forgive, you're going to get scenarios like this, which don't make any sense. You're like, why did this person come into my life? They came into my life to be an asshole. And Spirit says, well, to teach you your worth and also to forgive on that level. Even though, like I said, we feel that they're not deserving of it, Spirit says you have to do it for yourself, which means integrate it with something else, which is again, looking to brighter like horizons, ones with different opportunities. Have faith, Spirit says, and align your actions with your true heart's desires and become yourself. That's how. And create a whole new reality for yourself. And let this person watch that, because they have feelings, but they're not going to do anything because they know that you're disgusted, with good reason. I'm going to leave that there. You tell me how you resonate. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.